Now, you might be wondering what the big deal is, but I'm actually very optimistic and excited about this, which I'll explain why. First, you got to keep in mind that, especially some of the younger guys, that there's at least a certain segment, not all, but there is a sizable part of the baby boomers, for example, that don't watch and don't even know about online media. Shows like the Young Turks or Secular Talk or Jimmy Dore. They still get their news from TV, whether it's CNN or the local nightly news or what have you. And it doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean that they're less intelligent. It doesn't even mean they're any less liberal than us. It's just a fact of life. It's not what they're familiar with. It's not what they grew up with. And that's no small point either, because now, I hate to go down this road again, but Bernie would have won if they had only known what we knew. If the mainstream media had given him coverage, and not just him, but the issues that he was bringing to light, the wealth inequality, police brutality, the unfairness of the drug war, things like that. And of course, they had a good reason not to give him coverage, because whenever he would say things, we're getting screwed by the 1%, we're getting screwed by the billionaires, and when he would talk about raising the minimum wage and things like that, CBS, ABC, NBC, they're all big corporations. They benefit from things like that. They had a great reason not give him fair coverage or the things that he was talking about. But if there only had been that name recognition, I guarantee you, Trump wouldn't be in there right now. So many people, that regular Joes that lean liberal, would have voted for not even for Bernie, but for anyone that was progressive, that Trump pretended to appeal to, but he really didn't. But back to Dan Rather, where I'm going with this now is, like I said, name recognition means a lot. And I have a whole channel devoted to nostalgia from things I grew up with from the 80s and 90s. So it's not like I don't understand that aspect of a familiar face that you have watched for so long. There is a comfort level in that, and I certainly get that. People who have watched Dan for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years could see this and think, oh, what's this new show that Rather's involved with? Let's check that out. And then a whole new world could open up to them. They might go back and watch some of the previous segments over the years, or even if they just watch from here on forward, they may see Cenk and Anna and all the other awesome commentators and all the great discussions they've had over the years. And it might, things that they were completely unaware of, or at least aspects of it that they were completely unaware of, might open up to them, and that could affect voting in the future. That could affect them voting for like a super progressive candidate if they only knew some of the things that we do. Because the last point I'll make is that celebrities have power. Celebrities have an awesome sense of swaying power, and it gives it a sense of credibility and a sense of legitimacy, I guess, to some of the older generations who might have written it off before, or like I said, may not have even known about it. I mean, maybe nothing will come of it, but I'm hopeful. I like to think that it might, especially because people that's not to say that younger people aren't aggressive voters too, but it's particularly a lot of people that are, let's say, 60 or 70. They grew up with this, thinking, it's their civic duty to vote. It's their civic duty to be, politically involved. And if we can even even if only a certain segment of people tune in because it's Dan Rather, even if only 10% of them become like super committed liberals, well then, I mean, as corny as it sounds, and we've already made an influence. I say we like I'm involved. I mean, we like the fans. It's already made a difference, and that means a lot.